Hi there. We're on day 186 of our Through the New Testament in 1 year. And today we are doing Acts 14, okay? Paul and Barnabas are on their missionary journey now, okay? Paul, they tried to kill him and they had to sneak him out of a basket in the wall in the middle of the night, so. And he's not very popular with the Jewish non-believers, is he? So let's see what other kind of trouble he can get into today. Paul and Barnabas at Iconium. Now at Iconium they entered together into the Jewish synagogue and spoke in such a way that a great number of both Jews and Greeks believed. But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and poisoned their minds against the brothers. Brothers and sisters, right? So they remained for a long time, speaking boldly for the Lord, who bore witness to the word of his grace, granting signs and wonders to be done by their hands. But the people of the city were divided. Some sided with the Jews, and some with the apostles. When an attempt was made by both Gentiles and Jews with their rulers to mistreat them and to stone them, they learned of it and fled to Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and to the surrounding country. And there they continued to preach the gospel. Right. Now at Lystra there was a man sitting who could not use his feet. He was crippled from birth and had never walked. He listened to Paul speaking, and Paul, looking intently at him and seeing that he had faith to be made well, said in a loud voice, "Stand upright on your feet." And he sprang up and began walking. When the crowd saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in Lycaonian, "The gods have come down to us in the likeness of men." Barnabas they called Zeus, Paul Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. And the priest of Zeus, whose temple was at the entrance to the city, brought oxen and garlands to the gates and wanted to offer a sacrifice with the crowds. But when the apostles Barnabas and Paul heard of it, they tore their garments and rushed out into the crowd, crying out, "Men, why are you doing these things? We are also men of like nature with you. And we bring you good news that you should turn from these vain things to a living God who made the heaven and the earth and the sea and all that is in them. In past generations he allowed all the nations to walk in their own ways, yet he did not leave himself without witness, for he did good by giving you rains from heaven in fruitful seasons, satisfying your hearts with food and gladness." Even with these words, they scarcely restrained the people from offering sacrifice to them. Paul stoned at Lystra, here you go. But Jews came from Antioch and Iconium, and having persuaded the crowds, they stoned Paul and dragged him out of the city, supposing that he was dead. But when the disciples gathered about him, he rose up and entered the city on the next day, and went on with Barnabas to Derbe. When they had preached the gospel to that city, and made many disciples, they returned to Lystra, to Iconium, and to Antioch, strengthening the souls of the disciples, encouraging them to continue in the faith, and saying that through many tribulations we must enter the kingdom of God. And when they had appointed elders from them in every church, with prayer and fasting, they committed them to the Lord, in whom they had believed. All right. Now, you know that hurt, right? It hurt getting stoned. They thought he was dead and drug him out. So that man was in some pain, okay? Maybe that's where he got the injuries that never healed. Paul and Barnabas returned to Antioch. Then they passed through Pisidia and came to Pamphylia. I'm probably saying that wrong. And when they had spoken the word to Perga, they went on to Attalia. And from there they sailed to Antioch, where they had been commended to the grace of God for the work they had fulfilled. And when they arrived and gathered their church together, they declared all that God had done with them, and how he had opened the door of faith to the Gentiles. And they remained no little time with the disciples. They remained no little time. So they stood there, right? They've been to all kinds of places so far, and he's gotten stoned, and he's gotten threatened, and amazing. Jesus told him he would suffer for his name, right? Right, tomorrow. The Jerusalem Council, half of 15 we'll do tomorrow. So there you go. That's day 186. So yeah, we're getting to it. We're past the halfway point now. So, and we're just going to keep doing it, right? We're just going to keep doing it. So catch up on any may have missed. Give us a like if you think about it. And tomorrow we'll continue. See you then.